So from here, you know that I talk about Lao Tzu and the Taoism and also Confucianism is because I also understand that many people understand Taoism, but they don't understand, they don't know about Confucianism. But actually, they are very similar. But the main difference is from that time, by that time, Confucius, that doesn't mention the superpower. They just come into the Tai Chi, all right? But both I Ching, Confucius, and Lao Tzu consider yin and yang are the two forces of the universe which create myriad things. They both believe that yin and yang. So this is the common. And also both believe that human conduct, the human behavior should follow the law of nature. You should follow the law of nature, all right?
The law, I'm sorry, the law of
nature. Law of nature. Let me write.
Sorry.
No problem.
Nature.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm sorry. Okay. Yes, okay. Entonces, bueno, ahí Donald vuelve un poquito con el tema de Confucio y Lao Tse, para refrescar un poco que en la misma época ambos hablan de las fuerzas del Tai Chi. Confucio habla del Tai Chi y de las fuerzas que emanan del Tai Chi hasta llegar a los fenómenos naturales. Lao Tse lo que hace es agregar el concepto del origen, que él lo llama Tao.
The only difference is now Confucius focus more on the yang elements, the yang side. We should progress, we should develop, we should we should be active in the society. That's Confucius. We both follow the law of nature, this yang and yin. All right, but Confucius focus more on the yang side. Lao Tzu more on the yin side, That we should keep quiet, we should be calm, we should, that is, after you understand that, then you know that when you do the Qigong, people will mention more on the yin side, on how to keep yourself calm, this sort of things. But for Confucius, man focus more on the yang side.
Okay. Si bien ambos, Confucio y Lao Tse, hablan de las fuerzas y del yin y el yang, y ambos las tienen en esta filosofía, Confucio se centra más en la fuerza del yang como fuerza activa, como de desarrollar, de hacer, y Lao Tse se concentra un poco más en la fuerza del yin. The concentration that Lao Tse gives to the yin force is related to the Wu Qi.
Yes, that's why when you do the inner alchemy, inner alchemy, kind of Qigong, inner alchemy, they focus asking to go reverse side, to go back to the Wu Qi, side.
Okay.
All right. So that is the philosophical concept to support what they are doing.
Okay. Y esta idea o esta concentración que lleva Lao Tse un poco a la fuerza del yin tiene que ver con el Wu Ji, que no sé, yo personalmente lo traduzco como esto de rendirse, de ser reflexivo y rendirse a lo que sucede.
So from this point, you can see the Chinese philosophy is more balanced. Why? We have one side with the yang side, because if you are in the society, you should be, active. You should be energetic. You need to work hard. And then at another side, you have the Lao Tzu telling you that how to behave when you come to the certain point, or you cultivate yourself. We have both the yin and yang side. So from this point, you can also see maybe the difference between the Western philosophy and the Oriental philosophy. Chinese is more balanced. More balanced, we have the yang side of the yin side, depending on where you are, what timing you are at. Okay,
Okay.
and that is, I want to bring out the point, because this is the philosophy class, what's the difference between Western and Chinese. And after understanding the origin, our concept about the Tai Chi, then you understand the concept, why we make the difference.
Okay. De esta relación de las fuerzas que comenta Donald, la fuerza yang es la fuerza activa, es la fuerza que nos permite a nosotros vivir en sociedad, ¿no? Con energía, con acción. Pero a la vez tenemos la fuerza del yin que nos enseña también a cómo how to behave, cómo comportarnos con nosotros mismos, cómo cultivar nuestro propio ser. Sorry, Donald, I didn't understand the main difference between the Chinese philosophy and the Western.
I mean, yeah,
that you mentioned.
We are more balanced. We have both yang and yin side.
Okay.
Yang side, yin side. But I'm not sure with the Western also lot of balance or not. But we can see the two main force of philosophy is we are more balanced. We can have the yang side and yin side. Yeah, always harmony, always balance. That is, we always also want to maintain harmony relationship with others.
Okay.
That is the Chinese characteristic. And now you can see our president, our prime minister, as President Xi, they always said we won't provoke war with others. We always want to have harmony with our neighbor countries. That is the Chinese, you know, the Chinese inside our blood. We are always thinking harmony, balance. Yes.
Yeah.
We won't be number one.
Okay. Un poco a diferencia de la tradición occidental o filosófica occidental, Donald de alguna manera comenta que en la filosofía china lo que prima, o lo que prima es el balance y la armonía, que quizás no se ve tan gráficamente en la filosofía occidental.
So one more point is the difference is, you know, Chinese, because we think of the harmony, the balance, we will try to work, you know, lift, harmonize with the lateral. We won't try to conquer the lateral, you know, maybe from the Western, they try to explore what is the, you know, what's in the space. You try to conquer the space, or we try to control it. But for the Chinese mentality is we try to lift harmony with the, you know, with the space, with the universe.
Okay.
That is between the difference. We always call harmony, balance, harmony, balance, harmony, balance. That is in our philosophy. From this, you can see the point. You can see that, yeah.
Bien. Bueno, de vuelta, en la filosofía china y oriental siempre está asignada por el balance y la armonía, y, por ejemplo, comenta que los occidentales, a través de su filosofía, y después, esto es mi agregado, después también de la ciencia, hay una cosa más que es el tema de conquistar, ¿no? El tema de ir siempre más allá y de conquistar. Hablaba, por ejemplo, del viaje a la luna, ¿no? Pero siempre los chinos y los orientales están concentrados más en el balance de las fuerzas, más que en la conquista.
So you may look at it from the Western philosophy. They sometimes always, even the statue, they were very muscular, very powerful. And Chinese statue pictures sometimes always is the, you know, the mountain, the river, you know, this calm like that. That you can see the difference. And also you can see our eating culture. We like to eat together in a round table, all together, harmony. Western, they eat on their own dishes. Their own dishes. They eat with his own dish or their own plate. But we eat together. This is also the difference because of the harmony and also the individualism is the difference between our mentality. Yeah.
Y una de las características del hombre occidental es su individualismo y la fuerza, como por ejemplo se muestra en El Pensador, que pueden ver ahí en la filmina a la derecha, derecha, musculoso, ¿no? Como que tiene que ver un poco más con la fuerza y el individualismo en comparación con la filosofía oriental, que tiene que ver más con la armonía y el compartir.
All right, so now let's move on. Yeah, that is important. That's why I say it is important to understand this process. All right, and then this is just to show you another pictures that from upside down. Just now is from top down. Now it's from back. Two elementary forces, or 4 states, 8 trigrams. All right.
Este es el mismo esquema que mostró recién, pero dado vuelta, ¿sí? De la fuerza del Tai Chi se relevan los dos elementos, las dos fuerzas, los 4 estados y los 8 trigramas, con lo que representa cada uno, que son las fuerzas de la naturaleza.
Okay, so you understand how it developed, how it. Now I want you to look at these 2 Tai Chi diagrams. Here, one, the young fish is the head of the fish is on top. This one, the head of the fish is at the bottom. So, which one is correct?
Both.
Now, these 2 Tai Chi diagrams are different. This one and this one are different. The difference is just reverse. For the one on the left-hand side, the head of the fish, this is the fish, of the young is on, the young fish is at the top. And this one is at the bottom.
Yes.
Which one is correct? Okay, doesn't matter.
Bueno, ahí está, perdón, sorry Donald, ahí Donald está mostrando los dos, los dos círculos que, como pueden ver, la fuerza Yin, la blanca, está hacia arriba en el primero, y en el segundo, que se ve con marrón y blanco, está, digamos, dada vuelta, y está preguntando cuál de las dos, qué más es el correcto. Is there an answer?
No, now I'm going to give the answer. I'm going to give the answer. Now, because this brings out one very important concept that that you need to know about the very important concept. Let me explain to you this important concept. Okay. Now let's draw the. Okay. From here you can see these 4 states represent the spring here. The spring is on the left-hand side. The summer is on top, and autumn is here, and winter is here.
Ok, one moment please. Right. Ahí lo que está mostrando es, por ejemplo, en el cuadrante que hizo, la procesión de las estaciones, siendo que el verano es el que está arriba, el invierno abajo, y en los laterales los equinoccios, o la primavera y el otoño.
In terms of direction, the 4 states, in terms of directions, the east is on the left, south on the top, west on the right-hand side, and north at the bottom.
Okay, can you repeat that, please?
Yes, in terms of directions, east is on the left, is here, east.
Yes.
South at the top, west in the right-hand side, north at the bottom. So it is different from the Western, right? It's different from our common understanding on the presentation of the directions.
Okay.
Right? Okay, why? Now that's why. Because Chinese mentality is focused more on the effect or the more on the fact, the effect or the fact, what he see, what he feel. Look, because China is situated in the northern hemisphere. Northern hemisphere is different from Argentina. It's southern hemisphere. We feel that, you know, from the hot, it feels hot, it's on top. All right, it feels hot, it's on top. So because we are at the northern hemisphere, it's at the south. So we think that the hot side, the south side is on the top. So that's why the Tai Chi presentation, you can see here, most of the hot, the summertime is on top. They present it in this way because they feel it's hot. Also, in terms of the winter time, the cold is in the north. Cold is in the north. So we feel the cold is in the north. So that means north, in the northern side, so north, very cold. So the yin, more yin in the cold, that should be in the bottom. In terms of our body, and you get it, in terms of our body, we got our head is hot, our feet is cold. So then they present it, the graphical, they present it that the hot is at the top.
Okay.
The cold is in the bottom. So we present it in this way. Of course, the law of the nature is the same, but the presentation, Chinese presentation, is this way. We focus more on the effect than the reasoning. I mean, yeah.
So when let me get it so that I can
yeah, it's very, very different. Yeah. So many Western get wrong about the Tai Chi diagram, the presentation. The original, we present it in this way.
Okay, so that let me get it. So that position that you're showing represents like on top we have the hot part.
Yes.
And on the bottom we have the cold.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And that's because China is. I didn't understand where China is positioned.
Northern hemisphere. Northern above the equator. Above the equator.
Okay.
So above the equator.
Okay.
That means south. I mean south down is hot.
Okay. Okay. Bueno, ahí.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me get that idea.
Southern hemisphere, and below, like Argentina. Argentina is the other way around.
Okay.
But China is above the equator. Yeah.
Okay. Bueno, ahí explica, fue un poco largo, pero yo también tenía que entender. Ahí el símbolo, la fuerza del yang está posicionada de tal forma que en la parte de arriba lo que se puede ver es, porque los chinos pensaban que arriba estaba el calor y abajo está el frío, ¿sí? Entonces, en el Fede, si entendiste otra cosa, por favor, si en la posición que ocupa China, ¿sí? Ellos veían que el calor estaba en el norte y el frío estaba en el sur. ¿Por ahí fue?
Me parece que es al revés. Fíjate que dice Summer, South, Winter, North.
Claro, el calor arriba. Ok.
Lo que Donald explica es que él pone el sur arriba y el norte abajo. Lo lógico es que el norte sea arriba y el sur sea abajo. Por eso explica que es al revés, porque ellos al estar en el hemisferio norte, lo que sienten cuando suben, o sea, al norte es frío y lo que sienten cuando bajan es calor.
Gracias, Fede.
Bueno.
All right. Okay, so this is quite difficult to understand, but this is important. And because I know that not so many Western people understand they get the reasoning behind. Sometimes they draw the pictures, the Tai Chi pictures, they do this way. But anyway, it's not wrong, provided you understand what this Tai Chi telling you. It tells a lot of things. It tells a lot of things in this graphical presentation. Everything you can summarize by this Tai Chi diagram. But you have to understand it. This is the, in terms of the seasons. That is because most of the cooler part, the cold part is here. So this is the winter. Down. Now this because it's cold. So this is north. It's cold because we are above the equator. Northern part is cold. All right. So up to here, the young yin is spring because we started have the young is a springtime. Oh, this is most hot part than this summer. All right. So that's why it's south, because we are at the so we Chinese is not so logical. I mean, you like to see the effect, like water here. This water. We never present water as 2 hydrogen, 1 oxygen. H2O is, it is water in Western. But we just present it as outside is soft, inside is solid. We see the characteristic, we see the effect, we see the phenomenon. That is the way of Chinese presenting things.
Okay.
So when you study medicine, try to medicine, Qigong, Kung Fu, whatever things, or you try to understand the Chinese, that all these concepts, even though Chinese have not studied this, not every Chinese, actually only few Chinese understand the I Ching. Now it's not studied. Only me, because I'm interested in that. That's why I studied this classical teaching. But this idea already in our blood. Every family, they in our blood, in our people, that our culture is like that.
Ok, a ver, básicamente lo que está explicando Donald es lo que Fede, muy bien, gracias Fede, resumió recién explicando lo del norte y sur y las estaciones, ¿sí? Y lo que decía recién, por ejemplo, con referencia al triagrama del agua, y comparándolo también un poco con los occidentales, que los occidentales es como la forma de mirar que tienen, ¿no? Que ellos hablan de el agua, el símbolo del agua se va a los átomos, por ejemplo, al hidrógeno y al oxígeno. Y acá la forma que tienen de ver los orientales es con referencia a las fuerzas que componen ese fenómeno natural que se llama agua. Lo suave digamos, por afuera y lo denso por adentro. Ok, Donald.
Okay, I think that is the most difficult part of the lecture now. I think I can make a break for maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes for them to ask questions before we go on, because the rest is not that difficult to understand. It's just kind of descriptive. Ask any questions about these two slides. Very important, really very important. Not many people understand this sort of development. Yeah, so understand it, then we help you. If you want to study the Chinese culture, it's very anything that you will help.
Como lo que viene es un poco más fácil que esto que acaba de explicar, según sus palabras, quiere parar 5 minutos para ver si hay alguna pregunta de estos slides que acabamos de ver, de alguno de ustedes. Algo que no haya quedado claro o lo que sea, que quieran preguntar.
Yeah, maybe they need time to digest.
It seems you left everybody speechless, Donald.
Yeah. But anyway, we have the video recording. You can look it again, and then you can watch it again, and then see, you understand it.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
bueno, entonces podemos continuar.
Sorry.
So we can continue. If there are no,
I mean,
no
we
questions.
that just understand is a
Eliana?
binary system too.
I'm sorry, Donald. There's one question here.
Yeah, please,
Dale, Eli.
please. Good.
Que no, o sea, no me quedó claro al final cuál estaba bien de los dos símbolos, o sea, si el yang hacia arriba o hacia abajo.
Okay.
O si es depende de qué fuerza, digamos, prevalece más.
Okay. So, Donald, Eliana is asking, I mean, she didn't quite understand which one of the two diagrams is correct, if the black and white or the brown and white.
Authentic. This should be correct. The black and white one. This one. Can you see? This one.
El primero, Eli.
Let me. This one is authentic.
El auténtico es ese.
If people saw this one, ask him whether they understand what is inside, what they want to present, or just a graphical pictures. If they just like a logo or graphical pictures, then well, it's up to them because you can just say design. But if you really want to present the meaning inside, this one, you know, this
Okay.
one is the authentic and correct one.
Bueno,
You know?
es el primero, el blanco y negro.
Compass, the compass, you know, is pointing to the north, should be, right? Compass, you know, compass.
Yes, yes, la brújula.
You know, compass. Chinese saying that is pointing to the south, pointing to the south meter. They
Okay,
are not pointing to the north. But you know that it's pointing to the north, but we say it's pointing to the south because north to us is here, is on top.
Ok, para los chinos, dice Donald que la brújula, aunque ellos saben que está marcando el norte, ellos dicen que está marcando el sur y que tiene relación con el gráfico este que está presentando acá, ¿no? El blanco y negro, y que tiene que ver con que la parte de arriba está hacia el sur, porque hacia el sur está el calor y hacia el norte está el frío, para los chinos.
Yes, so you know the needle of the you know, the pointing to the south, the compass, the needle of the compass is pointing to the north, but our translation is pointing to the south needle.
Okay, because it has to be in relation with the type.
But the law of course is the same. You know, the law of nature, everything is the same. But just the way of presentation. Like that, but you have this understanding. You also help you to understand the Chinese. About is you want to study the Chinese things or
Thank
the
you,
culture. All right, then we move on.
¿Alguna otra pregunta? Por favor, abran micrófono y pregunten.
Okay, then we move on.
Si no, continuamos.
Now, that is very quick. Now it's very quick because it's simple. The lines, we already talked about. The lines are two lateral forces in the universe, yin and yang, which determine the development of myriad things that I've explained already. Why it determines the development of the myriad things. Just now is the combination, adding, combine combination. And yin is broken line, yang is solid line. Through the interplay of these two forces, yin and yang, all things are produced. Here.
Ok, ahí es como repaso de recuerden de las líneas quebradas para el yin, la línea sólida para el yang, y a través de la combinación de ambas sucede todo.
Yeah, this simple already explained it a lot of time. Then come to the X diagrams, you already know how it produced it. But I want you to, for this trigram configurations, I want you to know its particular attributes. I want particular attributes. These particular attributes
Excuse me,
very
Sifu,
important.
just for note, we are in an hour and 15 that we started, so we have only 45 minutes, okay? Just for note.
How many minutes?
45?
Yes,
Yes.
very quick. After that, it's very quick. Yeah.
Okay.
After that, very fast because the most difficult part we already gone through.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
suppose so.
All right.
Thank you.
So here now, with the egg trigrams, you know the egg trigrams, but I want you to notice egg trigrams, this egg lateral phenomenon, heaven, earth, and also water, fire, sort of things. What does it represent in the human world to describe as a person? What does this egg trigrams to be used in the human world to describe a person? You get me? So maybe we go through the point. Heaven.
So
Heaven.
where are we going to see now?
Yeah, we're going to see now, one by one. We are going to see heaven. What is the human? I mean, the
Sorry,
human
Donald.
world.
Sorry, Donald. Ahora lo que nos va a mostrar Donald es los 8 triagramas que vimos recién en el esquema de las fuerzas del yin y el yang. Yes, go on, please.
Now, so heaven is represent a person is strong, active, creative, dynamic, productive, and energetic. Like the heaven, because the heaven is develop the world. Where this, I mean, just have this idea. You can refer back to this slide, but you don't understand that each trigrams relate to the human in the human world, how to describe the description of person. So when you look at the book, when you find the book of talking about when you do the definition, oh, you are the heaven, then you know talking about something strong, active, creative, dynamic, productive. But just understand this. I was going to present it, and you can refer back later. I mean, if you forget it, refer back.
Ahí importante tener en cuenta acá que todos los triagramas que representan una fuerza de la naturaleza tienen relación con ciertas características que pueden aplicarse al ser humano. Por ejemplo, el cielo tiene las características de ser fuerte, activo, creativo, dinámico, productivo y energético.
All right. It is delighted and pleasing, happy, joyous, delighted and pleasing.
El lago es alegre, encantador, complaciente.
Fire. What is fire? Bright, clear, and understanding.
El fuego es brillante, claro y que comprende, comprensivo.
Thunder. It is powerful, authoritative, dignified, active, and moving. You know, the thundering.
Yes. El trueno es poderoso, autoritario, digno, activo y que está siempre en movimiento.
You know, this all describe a person's character and conduct. The character and conduct describe a person. All right.
Todo esto que estamos viendo, como les decía antes, representa la conducta de una persona también. Se puede aplicar a la conducta de una persona.
Okay, wind means gentle, penetrating. You know, wind can penetrate to everything. Penetrating, flexible, and obedient.
El viento es gentil, que penetra, flexible y obediente.
Water is dangerous. Water is dangerous because why and difficult. When you look at the book, I mean the I Ching, when you talk about when you get the trigram as kind water, then you think this is a dangerous situation. Because in the old days to cross the river, always water is more dangerous than a mountain.
Okay.
Just always that water is more dangerous than a mountain. Yeah. So that's why water, yeah, dangerous.
El agua que representa lo peligroso y lo difícil, ¿no? Que ahí recordaba lo que dijo en la otra clase, que en los tiempos donde se escribió el I Ching, el agua era más peligrosa que cruzar un río, por ejemplo, era mucho más peligroso que cruzar una montaña.
Mountain. Because mountain is stable, still steady, and restricted.
La montaña es el elemento quieto, el elemento estable, el reprimido en el sentido de estabilidad.
Earth is soft, receptive, passive, gentle, modest, and tolerant. Because you know the earth, you put everything on the earth still accept it. You know, you dump the rubbish, you dump the shit, everything, they still accept it. So it is a gentle, modest, and tolerant. It represents such character.
Y la tierra que representa lo suave, lo receptivo, ¿no? Como que en general los otros fenómenos naturales caen sobre la tierra, ¿no? Receptivo, pasivo, gentil, humilde y tolerante.
All right, so have this slide ready with you whenever you can refer back to this this slide. I mean, this is useful for the guideline for you understand the how each trigram to describe in terms of the person's character and conduct. All right.
Esto para tener en cuenta lo que significa cada diagrama para que después cuando se combinen, qué es lo que significa cada hexagrama.
All right, then we move on. About 64 hexagrams. So the 64 hexagram is that because if you use only the X trigram to describe the complexity of the human world, it's inadequate. It's inadequate to describe the human worlds. All right, so the solution is to expand oversight by placing the X trigrams in pairs, placing it in pairs, one on top of the other. Then this results in the 64 images.
Yes. Esto para recordar que usar solamente los 8 triagramas que acabamos de ver parecería que no basta para explicar la complejidad del mundo. Por lo tanto, se usa más la combinación de los triagramas, perdón, de los triagramas para formar los 64 hexagramas.
Yes, all right. Example, on top, the upper trigram, upper we call top, or that now you know the X trigram, the haven, the lake, the fire, the thunder, the wind, water, mountain, earth. Here vertical line, the column also the same. Okay, then we combine on one upper trigram, lower trigram. Then make an example here. 同人 means fellowship. 同人 fellowship. Upper trigram is the haven. Lower trigram is the fire. Okay, then this is the 同人 that combine this. So 8 times 8, it means 64. It's one on top of the other. They come to the 64 hexagrams to describe this human world, the complexity of the human world. Okay. You can further combine, become 264 times 64, then more. You can further combine and combine, but our ancestor just stopped at 64. We found it is already enough to describe all our human world, and also it make the divination, it cover everything.
Okay.
That is the idea.
Entonces, para recordar, dentro de los 64 hexagramas, Donald está dando un ejemplo de lo que sería, digamos, la amistad, de fellowship, que es la combinación de los dos triagramas que tienen que ver. Recordemos que los triagramas se leen de abajo hacia arriba, ¿no? En la parte de abajo aparece el fuego y en la parte de arriba del hexagrama el cielo.
All right, so another example, 大有 means great possession. Great possession, upper trigram is the fire, and then lower trigram is the haven. All right, so then that is the, all right, so this is another one.
Y si damos vuelta lo que dijimos recién, si el fuego está arriba y el cielo está abajo, lo que significa es la great possession.
Great possession. Own something, possession, yeah.
La posesión, lo que poseemos.
All right, Then now this is also one very important concept to study the I Ching, line and position.